What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. I'm going to show you some things you can sell on eBay. These are all things I've actually sold mostly in the past week, maybe 2 weeks. The sales have just been rolling in. It's that time of year. All this stuff I found at thrift stores, garage sales, rummage sales, estate sales, sometimes in retail stores like Walmart. I currently have close to 700 items listed. And even though some things have been listed for a year or more, I still get sales every day because it just staggers out that way. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to hit the like button for me. In fact, do it right now. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and make the YouTube algorithm happy. But let's jump into it. Here's a great flip. This dream phone, actually got a couple of these this past year. This one from a rummage sale for only $1, I believe, possibly $2. But I sold it for $200. Plus shipping, and it took around 5 or 6 months to sell. Here's a great flip. I sold this Stone Cold Steve Austin jersey. This is from the 90s. Found this at a garage sale for only $2, along with a bunch of other great stuff. Best garage sale I think I've ever been to. But I sold it for $150 plus shipping, and it took about 2 months to sell. Here's an ultimate sweater machine. These are really good sellers. Got this at Goodwill for $5.99. And I sold it for $85 plus shipping. Sold in a day, 2 days, something like that, very quickly. I've sold these before, and the other one I sold very quickly as well, I remember. Here's a nice flip. Got these Harman Kardon speakers. Found these at a barn sale for $5. Sold them for $50 plus shipping. They took about a month to sell. Here is a vintage Pioneer amplifier. Got this at Salvation Army. Paid $10 for it. Sold it in 3 days for $70 plus shipping. Here's an awesome flip. This Evolution Flight expansion for a card game. Found this at Goodwill for $4. Was able to sell it for $60 plus shipping. It took right around a month to sell. Both these airplane models at a garage sale paid 50 cents for all of them. They're not in great shape at all. Dirty, some broken pieces. Mostly bought them because of this one. I sold a model airplane like this with a stand somewhat recently for about $130. Couldn't find this exact one or maker or anything. So I decided just to put them on eBay, do an auction. Since I only paid 50 cents, I started at $2.99 plus shipping, and they ended up selling for $13.17 plus shipping. Obviously only took a week to sell since I'd done an auction. Somebody had donated a couple pairs of Chippewa boots at Goodwill. I happened to be there when they were being put out, and they were only $5 a piece, not marked up. Already sold the other pair. They sold very quickly. These took about 2 months to sell. I sold them for $70 plus shipping. The year of the boots continues. Sold this monitor swivel arm. I got a couple boxes of these at Goodwill. They're new. Ended up using one of them, listed the other one. It's been listed for like a year. I think I sold it for $25 plus shipping, it's looking like. And I paid $7 or $8 for it. Here's a cool flip. I got this Dolphin plasma lamp. Got this at Goodwill a couple years ago for $5. Honestly, I don't know why it took so long to sell. Since then, I've sold 2 other plasma lamps that were spiral shaped for even more money. Vintage Lumisource ones. But it's finally sold for $40 plus shipping, and I would 100% buy another one. Here's a pair of Columbia boots. Got these at a rummage sale for $1 or $2. Nothing special. I sold them for $15 plus shipping. They took about 9 or 10 months to sell. Here's a piece to a Department 56 ice skating set. I got it at Goodwill. It didn't work, so I parted it out. Already made my money back, and I sold this piece for $15 plus shipping. Took about 4 months to sell. Got these cowboy cut vintage Wrangler jeans at a thrift store for $2. New with tags. Sold them for $30 plus shipping. And they ended up selling in about 3 weeks. Here is a portable crock pot. Got this at Goodwill. Paid $15 for it, but I was able to sell it for $50 plus shipping. It took a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks to sell is all. Here's a pair of Nike shoes. Got these locally for $10. Was able to sell them for $30 plus shipping. About a month and a half to sell. Here is a Microsoft vintage keyboard, brand new sealed. Found this in Goodwill for, I believe it was $5.99. Originally priced this $300, and over the past couple years, probably about 2.5 years, maybe getting closer to 3 years, been lowering the price, and it finally sold at $200 plus shipping. Wanted to price it high at first, give people time to buy it because it's just a rare piece. But for paying $6 and selling it for $200, very much worth the wait to me. Hey, it's Future Wick here. So this keyboard was actually a refund I had to do. If you didn't check the scam video that I did recently, check it out to get the full story. But basically the woman opened up this keyboard and said there were rocks inside. It was a sealed keyboard. So not going into the story again, it just ended up being a refund. Whether or not I was scammed, we may never know. But just because that keyboard had rocks in it, these things are still great to pick up because people use them for their jobs. They're used to that ergonomic design. And a lot of these are not made anymore by Microsoft. There's certain styles and sizes. And once someone gets used to that style of keyboard, they use it every day for work, they're going to want to buy another one, the exact same one. This is from like 95. So they're going to have to get online and find someone like me that has them for sale on eBay. But let's get back to the sales. Great flip here. This Nest thermostat, brand new sealed. Got this at a garage sale for $5. I sold it for $70. It took about 6 months to sell. Here's the game ransom notes and the expansion, brand new sealed. Got these at Goodwill for $14 and was able to sell them for $35 plus shipping. Only took about a week and a half to sell. Bought a couple of these KitchenAid mixing bowls at a garage sale for $2. Sold them together for $29 plus shipping. They took about 2 months to sell. Here's this Blue Sky Chapel. This is a Christmas ceramic. Not going to take it out of the box because it's packed in there really well. There's kind of what it looks like on the back. I got this at Goodwill a couple years ago. Paid like $5 for it. When I looked up comps, I saw one sell for like $250, $300, something insane like that. And there were no others listed, so I listed mine really high. I got quite a few people messaging me and asking me why I had this price so high. Which happens sometimes when you have something good. It also happens when you actually price something too high. This was priced too high. Started lowering it over the past couple years and it got down to $60 plus shipping and it has sold. Still made great profit for only paying $5. Here's a pair of Rocky boots. Got these at a garage sale. Not sure how much I paid for them. They took a little over a year to sell and I sold them for $30. Plus shipping. This is pretty cool. Got this vintage Little Red Riding Hood metal lunchbox at a rummage sale. I paid $15 for it, but it was pretty unique, so I figured it would sell at some point. Did take about a year and a few months to sell though. Sold it for $40 plus shipping. Made some decent money on it. I'd probably buy it again. Picked up this whiskey decanter at a garage sale just because it was only $2 and it was old and interesting. Turned out it was worth about $25. However, it was selling very slowly. A decent amount of them listed, and it looked like this one maybe was damaged and then repaired. It's got some glue there on the tailpipe. So I just decided to price it for $15 plus shipping. And about 2.5 months later, it has sold. If there's 10 or 15 of an item listed and there's only a couple sales comps, you got to price it lower or it's just going to take forever to sell something like this. But for paying $2, I still made good profit. Here is a Fenton vase. Got this at a garage sale for only $1. Sold it for $30 plus shipping, and it took about a month and a half to sell. Here's a tech deck board. I guess this came with a bunch of tech deck I bought. A lot of them I sell in lots. Some of them I sell by themselves. If they sell for $15 or more, and I sold this one for $15. It took around a year to sell, I believe, so happy to see it go. Sold this little Bissell pet eraser vacuum. Got this at Goodwill for $7. Was able to sell it for $40 plus shipping. Only took a couple weeks to sell. Here's a new inbox, Starscream Transformers. Found this at a garage sale for $3. Was able to sell it for $50 plus shipping, and it took about 6 months to sell. Here's a VCR I got at a garage sale for $5. It's a Sony. Has a remote with it. Was able to sell it for $75 plus shipping. It only took 2 days to sell. Sony makes some good VCRs. Here's a Swingmaster Exerciser. Got this at a Goodwill for $6. Sold it for $50 plus shipping, and it took about 2 months to sell. Actually have another one downstairs I'm getting ready to list. Here's a porcelain Emmett Kelly figurine. Got this at a Goodwill like 3 years ago for I believe like $5. Ended up being a bad buy. I just could not move it. But I eventually sold it for $10 plus shipping. So I'm getting my money back, getting it out of here. Sometimes that happens with reselling. You just buy something that you think is going to sell a bit better, and it just doesn't move for whatever reason. If you're buying this stuff at a low enough price, though, you can usually get your money back. Got about 40 of these Craftsman bit sets on clearance at Lowe's for about $3, if I remember correctly. Got them a couple years ago, been selling them here and there, and I sell them for $19. Here's a BB gun. I got these on clearance at Walmart, 15, 20 bucks, something like that. Sold it for $80 plus shipping. Took about a month and a half to sell it. Picked up this handheld electronic solitaire game at a Goodwill for $3.99. Was able to sell it for $40. It only took about a week to sell. Here's a couple figures from the Noah's Ark set from Fisher-Price. Not sure exactly where I got these because I pick up this kind of stuff all the time, just randomly at rummage sales and places. I sold them for $13 and they probably took about a year to sell. Picked up a good amount of these Jeeps at a Goodwill a couple years ago. Paid $5 a piece for them and I've sold all of them but these two. Well, I guess I've actually sold these two as well, which is why I'm recording this footage. Somebody bought both of them for $25 a piece plus shipping. Here's this yellow rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. This is a big plush. Got this at Goodwill for $10. Decided to price it pretty low to move it because of the shipping. $25 is what I sold it for. Also, the hand here was supposed to be sewn to the stomach. I didn't notice that was messed up, but I don't think that's a big deal breaker, but just wanted to get this big thing out of here, make some profit. And it sold in about 3 months, $25 plus shipping. Here's an Xbox One Connect. Got this when I bought an Xbox One at a garage sale. I've already sold the Xbox One quite a while ago. Ended up selling the Connect separate for $25 plus shipping. Took about a year to sell. Here's a CO Gestures game. Sold this for $20 plus shipping. Took about 4 days to sell, and I paid $4 for it. Flipped this speaker I got at Goodwill. $5 is what I paid for it. So to sell it for $50 plus shipping. Box is in some pretty bad shape, but it is new inside the box. I don't remember exactly where I got these Under Armour shoes. I think a rummage sale. I almost certainly paid $5 or less for them though, and I sold them for $45 plus shipping. Since I can't remember this particular pair, I don't know how long they've been listed. I don't think long because they were on top of the Under Armour tote. I'm pretty good at remembering my items, but when it comes to shoes sometimes, I buy so many at rummage sales that it can be hard to remember. Got this game at Goodwill for $3. Has a little bit of box crushing. So I sold it for $15 plus shipping. It only took about 3 days to sell. Here's a new in-box Sony Blu-ray player. Got this at Goodwill for $13. Sold it for $50 plus shipping. Took about a week to sell. Got some of these nativity scene air inflatables at a Lowe's on clearance last year. Paid $20 for them. I'm selling them for $50 plus shipping. Took about a week to sell. Sold this Sharp VCR that I got at a garage sale for a couple dollars. Sold it for $35 plus shipping. This one took longer to sell than usual, about 5 months. Here's the handheld radio from the McDonald's cash register set. I've already sold a bunch of pieces for that and made profit, so this is pure profit here. Sold it for $15. Took about 3 months to sell. Here's one of these Christmas Linux horses. I got this at a garage sale along with a bunch of others. Got about $2.50 into them. Sold this one for $50 plus shipping. Took about 6 months to sell, and I'm down to my last one. Here's a box of random new in-box models. I got these at a garage sale along with a bunch of others. Paid $70 for all of them. I've already sold a lot for $70. Here's the second lot I sold for $70. So this puts me pretty deep into the profit, and these took about a month to sell. So I got a slot car set at a rummage sale. Ended up having just a bunch of random track and some cars. So I sold the track. It seems like I sold the track for like $60 or $70. A few months ago, sold one of the cars separately, and I sold these two cars separately for $30 plus shipping. Took about 7 or 8 months to sell, but ended up making some great money on that lot. Here's the Risk Lord of the Rings. Got this at Goodwill for $6. Was going to sell it on Amazon, but when I went to send it in, I saw that this was no longer listed for sale for whatever reason. So I just threw it on eBay for $20 plus shipping. Put it at a pretty good price to compete, and it sold within 2 days. So still made some okay profit. I remember getting these Red Wing Dunoon shoes at a Salvation Army for $1. They sat for about a month. They were priced like $40, and finally they went down to the dollar price. However, they're not a great pair of shoes. They took a few years to sell. I lowered them down to $15 and they still sat for months, but it finally sold $15 plus shipping. For paying $1, I made some good profit on them. Not sure if I'd pay $5 for them though. Got this Looney Tunes model car kit at a Goodwill. I think I paid $2 for it. Honestly, I'm not even sure why I bought it. Maybe I saw different comps because it wasn't that great when I went to list it, but I was still able to sell it for $10 plus shipping. So I got my money back, made a little bit of money, but probably not worth buying, not worth my time unless I got it for like a quarter or 50 cents or something like that. Anyway, it's sold. I've made some money. Let's move on. Here's a filter I got for a couple bucks at a garage sale. I sold it for $20. Took about 3 months to sell. Sold a VHS rewinder and a VCR. Got the rewinder at a garage sale for $1. Not a really great one, so I sold it for $14 plus shipping. Took less than a week to sell. I got a Panasonic VCR, which I believe this one came from a garage sale, probably for $5 or less, since it didn't have a remote. I sold that one for $45 plus shipping, and that sold in less than a week. But there it is, everybody. That's what I have to show you today. Hopefully you learned something. I've said this many times, it doesn't take gold and silver to make a lot of money. Super expensive items, that helps. It's great to trickle those in, but a lot of times just making money is about consistent sales on smaller to medium items. Always do your research and make sure the stuff will sell at a decent rate. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a video on how I research and figure out if something is a deal that I want to buy. Also, I'll remind you again, hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Till next time.